Level Up Latina partners with working women and mamas alike to guide them in achieving fulfilling career and life goals through financial empowerment, professional or leadership coaching, and personal wellness. Find the unique coaching you need to succeed.
You're listening to Vero, Ceci, and Irene, and we are Level Up Latina.
Welcome to another episode of the Level Up Latina podcast. This week is pretty special. We have a former guest who's back on the show. Linda Garcia, also known as Luz Warrior, is back and has some exciting updates for our listeners. Bienvenida, Linda. I think you're the first guest to come back a second time, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, girl.
Yeah, it's first one.
Happy to have you.
Yes.
Yay. Thank you so much.
No, we're happy and excited to have you. So anyway, cuéntanos, ¿cómo estás?
Oh my goodness. I am, you know what? Community is, can I cuss on here?
Girl.
Yes,
girl. What the heck? You haven't met, girl. We will have an episode on God or like moms or kids, and there's always a F-bomb, this, that, and the other. Please cuss.
Community is fucking fire. Like,
yes.
Who are we without community? You know
Say that again.
Mean? Like, shit can go wrong in all the places with the people you love, but somehow community's like, the fuck you need, bitch? We're here. Like, they show up like soldiers.
Exactly.
And I'm just like, wow. So for me, this process of like, we are, counting down, ¿qué soy? El 31. We're 11 days away from the book being released. And the community is like showing up in ways that I can't even process. They're like, I'm going to host an event just for you. I'm going to do this. We're going to push the book. Like all these things that are manifesting. I'm like, wow, everyone is just really showing up and it's overwhelming in such a positive way. Like I literally, you know what it feels like? Like the only way I can describe it in my head is like, if I was a rock star and I was like on a concert and I just like fall into the crowd and they're like,
yes,
what's that called when you're like body surfing?
Wave, waving.
No, crowd surfing.
The audience. What is that
crowd
called?
surfing?
What I said. When you jumped on, I felt that we did that. I felt that we caught you. You got yes. And we're like, yes, she's here.
I was there.
Our celebrity is here. We already asked for her autograph earlier. We want to get signed books on the website. Like, yes, that's exactly
let's
the feeling.
Do it.
And we're the groupies. We're not the celebrity. We're the groupies, and we love it.
Y'all are the community, Thank you so much for having me and supporting me, amplifying my voice on your platform. Like all these things matter. And it makes me so pumped to be like a woman in this day and age. Cause, I'm in my 40s, but like in my 20s, this shit didn't exist. It was like in my 20s and in my teens and middle school was like the eyebrow goes up, the looking at you up and down. Where are you from? How do you talk? How do you dress? And now it's like no one gives a shit. No one acts like that anymore. And such a blessing to see the shift,
It really is. We were just talking about that the other day about being catty like that and cliquey like in junior high and like the girls looking you up and down and then like fights that would result from that. We were just talking about that. But I love what you're saying. I love like that now in our 40s because all of us are cuarentonas and buenonas here.
Yes, baby.
That, right? And that we're like embracing it and like supporting each other. So yes, of course, we loved having you, I think a little over a year ago. And then now we're like, yes, of course, like let's chat about this book. Let's talk about wealth. Let's talk about money because it's a conversation that we need to keep having because as a lot of us as first generation, it's just a topic that we're not very comfortable with. And it's like, no, like let's talk about it. Like let's invest. Let's, spend the money here. Let's be smart about it. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing for the past year and a half. I know the book is a big deal. And so tell us about that, how you got here releasing the book.
The book experience was really wild. A book is something that I've always wanted to write. I knew I wanted to write a book since I was in my early 20s. Actually, right after I read The Alchemist and the impact that The Alchemist had on me, because The Alchemist made me move from Dallas back to my hometown in California and follow my dreams in pursuit of working in film and the TV industry. And like for a book, like something that you read, that you pay $12.99. If it's a hardcover, $29.99, you know, like something little money, that small investment, that it can impact you as far as like moving across the country was so wild to me. The way I felt uplifted by Santiago, the story, the way Santiago was guided, I felt I could resonate with that. And so when I read that, I was like, wow, words truly have power. Like we can really impact the direction of someone's life. And up until that point, I had lived an extremely dark life growing up with a lot of trauma in my early years. And I was just moving into the space of coming up for air and feeling like life might be worth living. Because prior to that, I wasn't sure that life was worth living. And I had dark experiences to prove it. And so coming up for air and starting to see the light, I just thought like, I want to do this one day. If I can turn my life around and everything can shift for me, I would like to tell the story of how that happened. And, you know, I guess like, like show people that things can change, inspire basically. And so that was always a really deep desire for me. And then, of course, there was like the ego side of things where when I was in college, I like practiced, I created a signature, and I knew that one day this signature would be shared on books. So that there was that side. And then there was the time when I saw Dulce Candy, who is a really big YouTuber. I saw her, I purchased her book. I went to her book signing and just getting to speak to her. And I was like, then she gave me the ability to see myself in that space, like reflected, like this is attainable for me. And so now that like I'm about to be at Barnes and Noble in LA in Glendale on April 11th, the day my book releases, like, yo,
Oh my God. I just got the chills for you because yes, we're there.
Yes,
We're
happy
like
tears, happy tears.
happy tears. Yes. Oh,
Bring it.
yeah.
We love it. We love it. We're so proud. We're so proud. We're so proud of you.
Aquí estamos. And yeah, I mean, you manifested it. You envision it. You made it happen. It's happening. Like, girl, Barnes and Noble's like, wow.
Girl, you did it for our community too. You started with look, we all can do it. We all can be there. It can look our color. It can look our way. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So I am just like, I am still processing it. And I think like today I was working out. I just got off the treadmill and I was thinking like, wow, like this for me is like the biggest manifestation up to date. Like, yes, I've had incredible experiences. I gave birth to my children, all those things. But like this one supersedes. I've broke it. I've like made a ton of money and that has been amazing, but there's nothing like experience. And I think that's what people truly mean when they say like money can't buy everything. But what I will say is that money did afford me the freedom and the opportunity to do what I'm doing today. So while it doesn't buy everything, it did give me the space so that I can begin writing a book and creating something from my heart. And so, yes, it may not buy everything, but it did afford me this opportunity. And so like this tangible experience, like it's solely mine. It doesn't belong to my son. It doesn't belong to my partner. It is just this internal I fucking did it. I was a teen mom. I was in gangs. I didn't live with my parents since I was 12. I lived with a high school teacher at one point. At one point, I didn't have anywhere to live. Like all of these things after thing after thing. And I'm freaking signing a book at Barnes and Noble. Are you in Los Angeles?
Linda,
Yeah.
are you fucking kidding me? Wake me up, right? Like, what?
Yeah. Is this fucking real? It's real.
Real. Pinch me.
Real.
Pinch me. Like, punch me in the face, Chola. I dare you. You know, but... Pero qué chingón. And it's... Yes, we say these words like manifesting and we say this, but it is your life. It is a real story that is going to... that you're willing to share. Many of us shy back from our story and you're like, whoa, you know, who can relate? It's really hard to share these dark moments, but through the dark comes the light, right? Viene la luz.
Yeah.
And Luz we trust. And Viene la luz. And here you are sharing your story. And I love the fact that you shared how you're like, I saw Dulce Candy. I saw that she did it. And I saw her like, that's how we were at the We All Grow Latina Summit. We got to the first time we had just started Level Up Latina, and we go to the Wellness Day. So we're like little fangirls. We were seeing all these women that are like, oh my God, Ceci was like, Dulce Candy. Oh my God, I know her. Like, I follow her on YouTube. Oh my God. I'm like, oh my God, that's Linda Garcia. That's in Luz We Trust. Like, now you are in Luz We Trust. Before it was Luz Warrior. I'm like, oh my God, that's her. And you guys were like doing this blessing. Like, how you were saying, like you were sharing your energy, you're like, I want goodness. I want good for everyone. And I think that writing this book, it wasn't, you're like, I'm inspired. I want to do this. You were 20 years old, and here we are in your 40s, and you're like, I have a story. I want to share it. And I'm so grateful, because when we usually, as Latinas, first gen, or just as women, we pick up a book, it's always been that white man or that white woman that has had a completely different life experience than us. And we're like, okay, don't look at the story. Let's find the ways that we can follow the process of making more money and making our money work for us. But there's a part of it that seems like, is this realistic for me? Like, yo no viví eso. They don't speak my language. They don't look like me. They don't go to the rancho, to stay with their grandparents, or they don't go on vacation because, they go on vacation. I don't, because we didn't come from that. So the fact that you were inspired at 20 and worked your butt off and made it happen to now, I think is going to really help so many mujeres in our Latino community, our Latinx community, however anyone identifies. Like, this is an all-encompassing book to tell you, like, si se puede. It doesn't matter where you come from and how hard you've had it. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and mija, you're gonna fucking get it. You're gonna secure that bag. You're gonna make it happen. So I'm so happy for you, because you're making this shit real for everyone. Que sí, yeah. It's attainable.
Sí. Yes, absolutely. If all the crap I went through and I could do it, anyone can do it at 1000%. You know what I mean? Like, there's no mountain too high. There's no hurdle. There's no circumstance too dark. Like, we deserve it, and we can obtain it for sure.
For sure. So you mentioned that April 11th is the day.
Yes.
So kind of give us a little, it's the book's name, Wealth Warrior, the 8 Steps for Communities of Color to Conquer the Stock Market, which will be, released on the 11th. So tell us about this book signing. What are you expecting for this day?
Yes. So it's really exciting, because you mentioned We All Grow. When I met Candy for the first time, she joined my what I hosted out there, which was like a red tent. I had never met her before, and I was like, oh my gosh, Dulce can't. Well, I had met her, I had met her at her signing, but it's not like, like we were friends or anything. I don't even know if she remembered me. You know what I mean? Like, and then she shows up, and I was so nervous that she chose, because you get to choose what workshop you go to. And I was so nervous that she chose the workshop, and it was super packed. And that was the first time that I had an idea. I mentioned it to the founder of We All Grow, Ana Flores. And she was like, I love that. Like, I told her the whole story of the red tent and what I saw and what I wanted to do. And she gave me the space, and the community, like they show up. And it was such an incredible experience to get to do that. And so I'm going to be there as it would be fit, like with como anillo al dedo with Ana Flores. She's going to be hosting a conversation with me. We're going to do a Q&A and move into the signing and move into the picture taking. But it's such an honor to like have her there, because she has been like a mentor to me this entire time, just really believing in my thoughts and in my perspective and in my ideas. She's just been championing it from the beginning. And I mean, even when We All Grow had their first wellness activities, she called me in to curate it and pick the women that were going to be the healers and all of that stuff, which was so awesome that she trusted me enough to give me that portion of her baby, you know? So yeah, I think it's just such an honor to have her there. She's also showing up like in ways, I feel like I owe everyone like $1 million. Like, I need to make more money so I can start distributing more money. Like, I just feel like I owe everyone literally $1 million because everyone is just showing up and like taking care of me in ways that I couldn't even have thought of on my own, you know? So yeah, that day is going to be really powerful. You know, I can't wait.
Is that even already sold out? Me imagino.
So it's there's no cap.
Girl, you know there are going to be lines around the block.
Wow, that's awesome.
There's no cap. So it's a free vet, no cap. And so I'm going to tell you straight up what I think. I think that they don't really think that anyone's going to show up, which is why there isn't a cap.
Damn. We have to prove them wrong. Is this dropping before April 11th? Because all of our listeners in the LA area, we need to prove they wrong.
I have this.
I already got chills. Yo ya tengo los...
I know.
Le voy a empacar a mis 4 chiquillos, mis 4 plebes. Vámonos. También se ponen en cola with me, okay? Like, vámonos. I'm serious, Linda. I have the freaking chills because you know that if you started the podcast, like community has just been showing up for me. Guess what? We're going to show up. We're going to be there because to have one of our own that has come from where you've come from that darkness to the light now, and you wanting to share that experience with everyone, and then talk about money, which is like unspoken of in our communities.
Yeah.
Girl, espérate, van a tumbar el Barnes & Nobles. They're going to be like, no, mejor let's put a big old tent at the outside, que esté grandote como el Circus Vargas, así, you know? Because she needs the whole space. Yeah, they're going to show up.
Well, listen, we are going to manifest the opposite of that. And we need to show up in droves. Barnes & Noble, there aren't that many anymore. The fact that there's even a bookstore to show up to, like, let's come through. Let's be memorable. April 11th. Do you have the time? We don't have the time. We haven't said the time.
Yeah, 7 p.m. on
7
Tuesday, April 11th.
Tuesday, April 11th, 7 p.m. And it's so at the Glendale Americana, April 11th, 7 p.m., Barnes & Noble. Let's prove them wrong. Let's show that we're going to break those doors down. And we are so proud of you and this book and this space. So thank you. And you're making us all wealthier. There's nothing wrong with that, baby. There's nothing wrong with that. And we'll collect our 1 million several years from now.
Okay, yes.
Thank you so much.
Ya después.
Yeah, después. No, listen, we want to know more about the book. Tell us one thing that we can expect to learn from the book. And we're going to buy the book and learn all the nuggets. Just give us a little sneak peek.
Awesome. So the book is... what's really dope about the book is that it's truly 8 steps on how to get started on your investing journey. So it's going to give you the basic foundation of how to start. It's going to tackle your emotions. It's going to tackle the logistical side of how to open your broker step by step. And it's very simple and like so that we can process. Like I legit wrote the book for you. You shouldn't feel like, oh, I'm not going to understand. No, this is exactly why I wrote the book, because there is not a resource out there that explains the stock market in this way. We have the resources that we have are white men, and their jump off point, like the way they explain things, at least for me, I when I was first learning about the stock market, I would have to sit down the book and Google at least 3 to 4 words in one freaking sentence. Like I didn't understand what the words the sentence was compiled of, you know? And so that was really important for me in the book. So you're going to get this information. And yes, the stock market is complicated and it's layered, but I break it down. And then I also integrate what I like to call brain breaks. My daughter taught me this because she's a Montessori teacher. She's like, everybody needs a brain break. You need to do hyper focus work and then something fun. So I integrated brain breaks into the book, which is just like my personal story. I'm full of so many personal stories, y'all. I think I'm just a storyteller. Like I see myself as like a viejita, and I'm gonna be in with fire and community, and I'm just gonna tell these stories, and that's my dream when I get old.
Dude, so una abuelita contándole historias de cómo ganar dinero a tus nietos.
Sí, exactamente.
Que cómo tienen todas esas casas, los yates, todo fue por mí, por tu abuelita que está aquí sentadita.
I know. I'm like, I want a huge picture of myself in the dining room table.
Hell yeah.
Like posed and looking at you guys every time you fucking eat, because know that you're eating from the seeds I planted, okay?
That is my lobster. That is my lobster.
De nada.
Exactly. So I integrate these stories into the book. I mean, a stock market book where you also get to read about being a teen mom and the struggles and the things I had to overcome in my mindset. It's all pertaining to the chapter itself. So it's just beautifully written and comes together. So it's really a great resource. I was actually talking with my friend Patricia with Patty Rodriguez last night on a live. We had a live on Instagram, and we were just really she mentioned, like, I wish I had this book when I was going to college, like when I was breaking away from home and taking on a bigger, like the reality of the world. I wish I had this book, because I also talk about the first time I had credit cards, how that really fucked me up. I was not prepared. I didn't understand the power of the credit card. I didn't understand. So I talk about all of that in the book, and she was like, this would have been such a good book for us to have back then. So I highly recommend that you purchase the book for yourself. Of course, it's important for the support, but also if you have youth in your life, to get the book for the youth in your life as well. So that's kind of like, the book is just 8 simple steps to get you started. It's the perfect baseline for understanding the stock market and your money mindset.
Okay, so I have 2 comments with that. One, I love it. I love that you said, give it to the youth, give it to yourself. Because so wherever you are in your life, those listeners, the tip of the day is, I don't care how old you are. I want you to take nuggets from this book, implement them in your life. Definitely give the book to someone young. Yes, 1,000%, because I agree. I couldn't agree more that if we were in college, oh my God, doing this kind of thing, showing up to these kind of events, instead of the beer and the Rosarito and whatever we were doing, and getting the free t-shirt for the credit card, we'd be
near frogs.
Yeah. I'd already have my face at the dinner table. I'd already have people eating the lobster and thanking me, but instead I was at Senior Frogs. Because that's my first thought. Yes, the tip of the day is what she just said. The book's for you and the book's for them. And then the next one's not a tip. It's just a comment like, are you freaking ready? Like, are you ready? Because you're going to go mainstream. Are you freaking ready you're going to go mainstream. I see you on national networks. I see you blowing up where everybody, every walk of life, men, women, are you ready? Because I'm ready. Are you ready?
I received that. Thank you. I received that.
It's happening. It's freaking happening. Like, I feel this energy of like, we're right before everybody else is going to be letting on the secret that was just ours. I'm a little bit jealous. Honestly, I want to keep you to ourselves, but I know that what you have is for everyone. And I'm so glad that we're going to let you out into the world, but you are about to be everywhere. That's the power of this book. Are you ready? Let's buckle up.
I do feel like I need to buckle up. My friend keeps telling me that. My friend Sandra keeps telling me that. She's like, there's a wave. It's coming. Yeah. And it's like, fuck, I got to get on the surfboard. I don't know I got to crowd surf, No, that's the thing, right? Is like, I just got to fall back, and like, community truly has me, going back to that analogy.
Yeah, no, I think it's happening, and we're here to support you. And as you continue to ride the wave, we just hope to inspire all the young ladies coming up after you, and help everybody older and give them new knowledge with this book. So tell us where to buy the book. I know we're going to show up if we can. Those that are listening, please show up to this amazing signing. It's going to be an amazing experience. I mean, if Anna's there from We All Grow, I mean, it seems like it's going to be incredible. But how else can folks get their hands on the book?
Yes. So you can get it at Target.com.
What?
No, pues wow. El Target.
I mean, I was happy when I saw Barnes and Noble. That was like cool. But when I saw Target, I lost my shit. I was like, oh my gosh. Because, because we get to grow up. Like, I might have been doing really bad things when I was a little girl at Target, like trying to take things. And, like, now I have a whole ass book that people should definitely pay for.
People are not going to pay.
Yeah, I'm not going to pay for this shit.
Young girls can pay.
You can get wealthy for free. Come on now.
Yeah. So Target.com, Barnes and Nobles, ¿Dónde más?
Walmart.com and Amazon. And then also like ask your local bookstore. If you have a favorite local bookstore, go in there and say, I want to purchase Wealth Warrior. If they don't have it, if they already have it, amazing. If they don't have it, they'll just put in the order. We want to also make sure we're supporting our local bookstores. And then to add on top of that, it's we are having a Wealth Warrior 8-day challenge. So if you purchase 3 books, one for yourself, give one to a youth, give one to an elder, then you sign up. Link is in Luz We Trust bio or Luz Warrior bio, where you can join an 8-day Wealth Warrior challenge. So it's essentially going to feel like a book club. We're going to go through the book and then have actionable items to do after we gather for those 8 days. So
fantastic.
Yes.
Qué bonito. How good to apply. And I love this like play on 8. So like 8 steps and it's 8 days and it's very simple. It feels like it's going to be something really easy to digest, but to have that book club is incredible. So thank you for telling us where to find the book. Thank you for sharing about the book. We wanted to keep this short and sweet. We wish we could go on and on. We hope to have you back.
Yes.
Again, and celebrate the next big thing. And when you are on the national stage and when you're up there, just know we're going to be screaming from behind our televisions or our, tablets, whatever it may be, because we know that you're going to be there and we're going to be like, hey, you heard it here first. And all these other places like us.
And if you want some hype women, sabes. Add all 3 on there, plus all the rest of the hype women that want to be there with you. Like, we will make it happen.
Yeah. When you're on the talk shows, please invite us. First front row when you're on the talk shows. We want to be there. Pero felicidades, Linda. Super thrilled to have had you today. So proud of this work. So proud of what you're doing for our community. So proud of you being a storyteller. We need your stories. We need those amazing inspirations in our life. So if you want to know about anything you've heard about today regarding Level Up Latina or Linda Garcia or her amazing book called Wealth Warrior, 8 Steps for Communities of Color to Conquer the Stock Market, please look us up at leveluplatina.com. Find us on Instagram. Our handle is at leveluplatina as always, but also Luz gave her handles just a moment ago. Again, it's at Luz Warrior, I believe, or that's correct. Perfect. So we got that right. So just make sure to check out all those different platforms to get more on the book, more on anything else you heard today, but definitely show up big, get the book, get it for someone you love, show up to these events. And I know that it's going to change your life just like it changed Linda's. So thank you so much, cariño. You're a toy. We love having you.
Linda.
The book is really cute too. It'll look really cute in your kitchen, like we promise.
Gracias. El pistacho, el lemon chip.
Exactly. I just see it against a really cool like splash in a kitchen or something, right? No, anyway.
It matches with your kitchen, Irene.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's why I see it. Felicidades.
Te queremos un chingo. Te deseamos todo lo mejor. Y apenas está empezando todo.